नमः सर्वेभ्यः सुप्रभातम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। पठामि संस्कृतं नित्यं वदामि संस्कृतं सदा। ध्यायामि संस्कृतं सम्यक् वन्दे संस्कृतं मातरं। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। नमः सर्वेभ्यः। कोविद वर्गस्य तृतीयः वर्गः समासः इति कः वयं दृष्टवन्तः। उदाहरणं रामः कृष्णः च विद्यायाः आलयं गच्छतः। समासे विशिष्टपदानि कानि? पूर्वपदम्, उत्तरपदं, समस्तपदं, विग्रहवाक्यम्। अत्र विग्रहवाक्यं विद्यायाः आलयम्। समस्तपदं किं? विद्यालयं। सन्धिः अस्ति चेत् निश्चयेन सन्धिः करणीयः। पूर्वपदम् उत्तरपदं समस्तपदं दृष्ट्वा वक्तव्यम्। मया दोषः कृतः। विग्रहवाक्यम् इति अहम् उक्तवती। विग्रहवाक्यं न, समस्तपदं दृष्ट्वा एव पूर्वपदम् उत्तरपदं वक्तव्यं। किन्तु यदा वयं विग्रहवाक्यं वदामः चेत् अत्र विभक्तिः वचनम् इति प्रयोगः अस्ति। तस्मिन् समये पूर्वपदस्य विभक्तिः इति वक्तुं शक्यते। विद्यायाः आलयं विद्यालयम्। उभयपदयोः प्रातिपदिकं किं? विद्यायाः आलयम् अस्ति चेत् विद्या आलयम्। सन्धिः अस्ति वा? सन्धिः अस्ति। सन्धिः कः? सवर्ण दीर्घसन्धिः। विद्यालय इति पदं प्राप्तम्। अग्रे उत्तरपदस्य प्रायः उत्तरपदस्य लिङ्गवचनविभक्तिं दृष्ट्वा समस्तपदस्य लिङ्गवचनविभक्तिनिर्णयः करणीयः। यदा विद्यालय इति अस्ति, आलयम् इति आलयशब्दः पुल्लिङ्गः, एकवचनं, प्रथमा विभक्तिः, क्षम्यतां द्वितीया विभक्तिः। समस्तपदं कथं भवति? विद्यालयम्। रामः कृष्णः च विद्यालयं गच्छतः। उदाहरणं वयं दृष्टवन्तः। अन्य कोऽपि उदाहरणं केनापि प्रयत्नं कर्तुं शक्यते वा? Can somebody try another example? You can raise your hand. I can unmute you. Parvati Bhagini vadatu.
राम राम भगिनी।
नमस्कारः।
नमस्कारः। रामः कृष्णः च।
रामः कृष्णः च। अत्र तदपि
राम कृष्णौ।
राम कृष्णौ उभयपदयोः प्रातिपदिकं किम्?
राम पूर्वपदस्य प्रातिपदिकं, कृष्ण परपदस्य प्रातिपदिकं। द्वयमपि एकवचनं पुल्लिङ्गः, रामः कृष्णः।
किन्तु सामान्यतः उत्तरपदस्य लिङ्गवचनविभक्तिं एव विभक्तिः एव द्रष्टव्यः। अत्र सन्धिः अस्ति वा?
नास्ति।
सन्धिः नास्ति। अस्तु। राम कृष्ण इति पदमस्ति। वचनम् अत्र किं?
द्विवचनं भवति। कृष्णौ इति भवति।
कृष्णौ इति भवति। सम्यक्। अत्र रामकृष्णौ विद्यालयं गच्छतः इति वक्तुं शक्यते. उत्तमम्.
धन्यवादः भगिनी.
धन्यवादः. प्रिया भगिनी वदतु. मम ध्वनिः सम्यक् अस्ति वा? केनापि सूचना दत्ता चाट् मध्ये एको अस्ति इति. एको अस्ति वा? इस् मै वाಯ್स् क्लियर्? अस्तु. प्रिया भगिनी वदतु.
नमस्कारः माता.
नमस्ते.
दशरथपुत्रः.
दशरथपुत्रः. दशरथपुत्रः इति समस्तपदम्. अस्तु.
विग्रहवाक्यं दशरथस्य पुत्रः.
दशरथस्य पुत्रः. उत्तमम्.
What I should do next, Mata? I joined late.
प्रातिपदिकं किम्?
प्रातिपदिकं. दशरथ पुत्र. प्रातिपदिकम्.
उत्तमम्.
सन्धि नास्ति माता.
सन्धिः नास्ति. अग्रे लिङ्गवचन विभक्तिः.
लिङ्गवचन विभक्ति. दशरथपुत्रः एकवचनं.
प्रथमं लिङ्गं वदतु.
पुल्लिङ्गं. एकवचनं. विभक्ति प्रथमा विभक्ति.
विभक्तिः प्रथमा विभक्तिः. उत्तमं. दशरथस्य पुत्रः दशरथपुत्रः रामः. उत्तमम्.
अस्तु,
सम्यक्.
धन्यवादः.
गीता भगिनी.
नमस्ते भगिनी.
नमस्कारः.
गणानाम् ईशं.
गणानाम् ईशम्. उत्तमं.
प्रातिपदिकमस्ति गण अधिकम् ईश. अत्र सन्धिः अस्ति. समस्तपदस्य सन्धिः अस्ति. गणेश सन्धिः अस्ति. गुणसन्धिः. अत्र लिङ्गवचन विभक्ति वदामि चेत् पुल्लिङ्गः गणेश. गणेशं
एकनिमिषम्. अत्र लिङ्गवचन विभक्तिः गणेशम् इति. गणेशं द्रष्टव्यं वा ईशं द्रष्टव्यं वा?
उत्तरपदमस्ति चेत् ईशं. द्वितीया विभक्ति
पुल्लिङ्ग. ईशः ईशम् अपि ईशः पुल्लिङ्गः. द्वितीया विभक्तिः एकवचनं. सम्यक्.
समस्तपदमस्ति गणेशम्.
उत्तमम्. सम्यक्. अस्तु. अग्रे समासस्य प्रभेदाः के? समासः कया वक्तुं शक्नोति? का वदति समासभेदः? वदतु. अनन्तरम् अहं स्लैड्स् प्रदर्शयामि. मुत्तुलक्ष्मी भगिनी वदतु.
राम जी. चत्वारः समासः. तत्पुरुष समासः, द्वन्द्व समासः, बहुव्रीहि समासः, अव्ययी भाव समासः.
उत्तमम्. अग्रे तत्पुरुष समासे कर्मधारय द्विगुः समासः. उत्तमं. कर्मधारयः द्विगुः इति भेदद्वयमपि अस्ति. सम्यक् भगिनि. उत्तमं.
धन्यवादः.
समासे तत्पुरुषः, द्वन्द्वः, बहुव्रीहिः, अव्ययी भावः. अग्रे तत्पुरुषे कर्मधारयः द्विगुः अपि प्रभेदौ स्तः. समासः प्राधान्यं चत्वारः भेदाः सन्ति, किन्तु कर्मधारयः द्विगुः अपि वयं मेलयामः चेत् अत्र षड् समासाः इति वक्तुं शक्यते। अग्रे समासप्रभेदाः कथं भवति? How are they defined? How is the classification defined? प्रभेदाः कथम् अत्र आगच्छति? Can somebody explain maybe the first one, tatpurusha samasah? Indrani Bhagini?
प्राधान्यपदं किम् इति दृष्ट्वा समासप्रभेदः भवति।
प्राधान्यपदं किं, पदार्थः कः इति दृष्ट्वा प्रभेदाः भवन्ति। उत्तमं। तत्पुरुषसमासे वदतु।
उत्तरपदम्
उत्तरपदार्थः प्राधान्यः अस्ति। उदाहरणं वदति वा?
दशरथस्य पुत्रः।
दशरथस्य पुत्रः।
पुत्रः इति पदमेव प्राधान्यमस्ति।
प्राधान्यम् अस्ति। सम्यक्।
अतः तत्पुरुषसमासः।
उत्तमं, सम्यक् भगिनि। अग्रे द्वन्द्वः कथं भवति? गोमती भगिनी।
नमस्कारः मैडम।
नमस्ते।
द्वन्द्वसमासे पूर्व उत्तर द्वयोः पदयोः प्राधान्यं भवति।
उभयपदयोः पदार्थः प्राधान्यः भवति। उत्तमम्। उदाहरणं वदतु।
रामकृष्णौ विद्यालयं गच्छतः। रामः कृष्णः च विद्यालयं गच्छतः। रामः अपि कृष्णः अपि विद्यालयं गच्छतः।
उत्तमम्। अत्र रामः अपि प्राधान्यम् अस्ति, कृष्णः इति पदम् अपि प्राधान्यम् अस्ति। उत्तमं, सम्यक्। अग्रे बहुव्रीहिः। कला भगिनी वा?
क्षम्यतां। नमस्ते मणिश्री भगिनी।
नमस्कारः।
नमस्कारः।
उदाहरणं जानाति वा?
उदाहरणं बहुव्रीहिसमासः।
चिन्ता मास्तु भगिनी। दीपा भगिनी वदतु। चिन्ता मास्तु, दीपा भगिनी वदतु।
बहुव्रीहि समासे अन्य पदार्थः प्रधानः भवति। बहुव्रीहि समास पीताम्बरः।
पीताम्बरः। उत्तमं। पीताम्बरः कृष्णः। सम्यक्।
पीतम् अम्बरम्।
पीतम् अम्बरं यस्य सः पीताम्बरः, the one who wears yellow clothes, the one who has yellow clothes. पीताम्बरः कृष्णः। सम्यक्। अत्र पीतम् इति पदं कृष्णः न वर्णयति, अम्बरम् अपि कृष्णः न वर्णयति, किन्तु पीताम्बरः।
He who wears golden color clothes.
Correct. Samyak. Atra individually the words don't describe something else. Pitam iti padam Krishnaha na varnayati, ambaram iti padam api Krishnaha na varnayati. Kintu pitambaraha iti militva eva atra Krishnaha, pitambaraha Krishnaha iti varnanam bhavati. Samyak Bhagini. चंद्रशेखरन महोदय। अव्ययीभाव समास। एकनिमिषं। सो अव्ययीभाव समासे वयं दृष्टवन्तः कृष्णं दशरथपुत्रः रामकृष्णौ समानं मोदकं हस्ते यस्य सः यः हस्ते मोदकं धरति सः मोदकहस्तः गणेशः गणपतिः अव्ययीभावसमासे उपकृष्णं गोपिकाः सन्ति कृष्णस्य समीपे गोपिकाः सन्ति अत्र पूर्वपदम् उप इति भवति समस्तपदे उत्तरपदं कृष्ण उपकृष्ण उप इति प्राधान्यम् अस्ति अव्ययीभावसमासे पूर्वपदं सर्वदा अव्ययपदम् अस्ति समस्तपदमपि अव्ययम् एव अग्रे वयं पश्यामः उप इति पूर्वपदं कृष्ण इति उत्तरपदम् अत्र पूर्वपदस्य प्राधान्यम् अस्ति तदर्थम् उपकृष्णं गोपिकाः सन्ति उपकृष्णम् इति कृष्णस्य समीपे वर्णनं भवति यत्र पूर्वपदार्थः प्राधान्यः अस्ति तदस्ति अव्ययीभावसमासः अग्रे when we look at it in detail we will understand it a little bit more अस्तु अग्रे वयं तत्पुरुष समासः कः इति पश्यामः वयं दृष्टवन्तः उत्तरपदार्थः अत्र प्राधान्यम् अस्ति तत्पुरुष समासे सामान्यः तत्पुरुषः कर्मधारयः तत्पुरुषः नै प्रभूतयः द्विगुः इति चत्वारः प्रभेदाः सन्ति you can just note these down we will be seeing each of these in detail I'll just give one example in each of the classification within each also you have further classifications samanyah tatpurushah samasah udaharanam vyasena virachitam mahabharatam vyasena virachitam katham bhavati if you just look at the vigraha vakyam समस्तपदं किम् अत्र वसन्ती भगिनी वदति वा
नमस्कारः भगिनी
नमस्ते
व्यासेन रचितम् एकनिमिषं भगिनी व्यासेन रचितं व्यासरचितं
व्यास विरचित मिलित्वा व्यास विरचितं सम्यक् भगिनी एतदस्ति सामान्यः तत्पुरुषः अग्रे कर्मधारयः I am not giving details about what each of these but then every time we have a chance to do samastapadam by looking at the vigraha vakyam let us try that because we have learned that much now what is कर्मधारयः सामान्यः तत्पुरुषः कः इति अग्रे वयं पश्यामः किन्तु यदि व्यासेन विरचितम् इति विग्रहवाक्यं दत्तं चेत् वयं जानीमः व्यास विरचित मिलित्वा व्यास विरचितम् इति समस्तपदं भवति इति so let us try and do that will be an exercise by itself मुरली महोदय कर्मधारयः नीलः मेघः you have to unmute yourself
नमस्ते भगिनी
नमस्कारः
नीलः पूर्वपदं मेघः उत्तरपदं नीलः मेघः समस्तपदं
नीलः मेघः समस्तपदं न समस्तपदं कथं भवति नील इति पूर्वपदम् अस्ति मेघ इति उत्तरपदम् अस्ति मिलित्वा
नीलपद नीलमेघः
नीलमेघः तदस्ति समस्तपदं सम्यक् अग्रे नै प्रभूतयः अत्र न धर्मः अस्ति चेत् अधर्मः यत्र धर्मः नास्ति वयम् अधर्मः इति वदामः द्विगुः अष्टानाम् अध्यायानां समाहारः संख्यावाचकम् अत्र भवति अष्टानाम् अध्यायानां समाहारः पञ्चानां पात्राणां समाहारः पञ्चपात्रम् नवानां रात्रीणां समाहारः नवरात्रम् इति भवति। अग्रे वयं पश्यामः। सामान्यः तत्पुरुषः, कर्मधारयः तत्पुरुषः, नै प्रभूतयः, द्विगुः. Each of these have sub-classifications also, which we will see later. अद्य वयं सामान्यः तत्पुरुषः कः इति पश्यामः। अत्र सामान्य तत्पुरुषे सप्त प्रभेदाः सन्ति. This is one of the easiest ones to remember. It goes by the vibhaktihi. Prathama tatpurushah. Ardham dinasya ardhadinam. How it is called Prathama tatpurushah? Agre vayam pashyamah. Dvitiya tatpurushah. Samanya tatpurushe. Prathama tatpurushah vihaya. Just exclude the Prathama tatpurushah. Anya tatpurusha prabhedanam katam bhavati. The purva padasya vibhaktihi tatpurushasya nama bhavati. So dvitiya tatpurushah, Prathama tatpurushah is the only apavadaha there. That is the only exception. From dvitiya tatpurushah taha Saptami tatpurushah paryantam purva padasya vibhaktihi tatpurusha samasasya nama bhavati. So the vibhaktihi of the purva padam is the name of the tatpurushah. So if you look at the udaharanam, dvitiya tatpurushah gramam gataha grama gataha iti bhavati. Gramaha iti padasya dvitiya vibhaktihi gramam gataha. Tritiya tatpurushah katam bhavati. Purvapadasya vibhaktihi tritiya vibhaktihi bhavati. Vidyaya manyah athava vyasena rachitam vyasena iti tritiya vibhaktihi bhavati. Chaturthi tatpurushah samanam purvapadasya vibhaktihi chaturthi vibhaktihi bhavati. Deshaya hitam. Panchami tatpurushah chorat bhayam vrikshat patitah, falling from the tree. Iti purva padasya vibhaktihi drishtva tatpurusha samasasya nama asti. Prathama tatpurushah eva atra apavadah asti. That is the only exception. From dvitiya to saptami, if you look at the vigraha vakyasya prathama padasya vibhaktihi ka iti drishtva, you will be able to say what is the type of the tatpurushah samasaha, samanya tatpurushah. Shashti vayam janimah dasharathasya putraha vidyayaha alayam vidyayaha alayah vidyalayah devasya alayah devalayah. Saptami tatpurushah vedeshu panditah. Vedeshu iti saptami vibhaktihi atra asti. Vedeshu panditah veda panditah daneshurah danashurah. Samanya tatpurushe sapta prabhedaha santi prathama taha saptami paryantam. Atra prathama tatpurushah vihaya anya sarveshu uttara padas shamyatam purva padasya vibhaktihi drishtva samasasya nama bhavati. Dvitiya vibhaktihi asti chet dvitiya tatpurushah. Shashti vibhaktihi asti chet shashti tatpurushah. So there are 7 types there. By looking at the vibhaktihi of the purva padam, we will be able to say what is the name of the tatpurushah samasaha. Atra pashyatu dvitiya tatpurushah gramam gataha. Purva padasya vibhaktihi samasana nama asti. Gramam iti vibhaktihi ka gramah gramau gramaha gramam iti dvitiya vibhaktihi. Akarantah pullingah grama shabdah. Dvitiya vibhaktihi asti chet samanya tatpurushasya nama dvitiya tatpurushah iti bhavati. चोरात् भयम् अग्रे किं भवति अधिकाधिकं प्रायः सामान्यः उत्तरपदस्य विभक्तिः प्रथमा विभक्तिः सामान्यतः it usually comes in the prathama vibhakti apavadah santi eva kintu most of the times, at least the examples that we'll be seeing and given in the book and even the samasa pustakam, it will be in prathama vibhakti. Atra pashyatu chorat bhayam iti it is in the prathama vibhakti. Panditah, alayah, bhayam, hitam, manyah, gata iti ikta prayogah asti. So in these rules only the prathama tatpurushaha is an exception. In everything else from dvitiya till saptami, usually the vibhakti of the purva padam will be the name of the samasaha. The uttara padam will be in prathama vibhakti. I hope it is clear. Can somebody summarize this? I'll lower the hands and you can raise it again. Anya kopi Parvati Bhagini Vasanti. Anuradha Bhagini.
Namaskara Bhagini.
Namaste. Vadatu.
Pratama Tatpurushaha Vishige Ekavaya Ekavaram Vadatu Mata.
Pratama Tatpurushaha Agre Vayam Pashyamaha. But in general, in Samanya Tatpurushaha, from Dvitiya to Saptami, what is the general rule of thumb?
Pradhanyam, Uttara Pada Pradhanyam.
Uttara Pada Padartha Pradhanyaha asti. Samyak.
Purva Padam Trushtuva Tasya Tatpurushaha Kaha Iti Aham Abagamaniyam.
So for example,
right.
Vadatu Bhagini.
For example, Gramam Gataha, Gramam Dvitiya Vibhakti, Ataha Gramam Gataha, Grama Gataha.
Iti bhavati. Purva padasya vibhaktihi samasanama bhavati. Uttamam. Agre. What is it called?
Parantu Pratama Tatpurushaha Niyamaha Kinchit Kleshaha asti.
Atra apavadaha asti. Astu. Then Uttara padasya vibhaktihi ka
Dinasya va. Dinasya.
No. Exclude Prathama Tatpurushaha Bhagini.
Okay.
Uttara padasya vibhaktihi atra
Kutra Bhagini. Dvitiya Tatpurushaha Vishayeva.
Na Bhagini, in general, what are the rules? Okay, I'll just table you off for a second. Can somebody else try? Valli Bhagini Prayatanam Karotu. So we went through the rules. I want you to summarize what are the general rules of Samanya Tatpurushaha. So Prathama Tatpurushaha atra apavadaha asti. It is an exception. But from Dvitiya to Saptami, by looking at the Vigraha Vakyam, what are the things that you can conclude?
Samanyataha Prathama Vibhakyam asti.
What is in Prathama Vibhakti?
Purva Padam.
No. Purva Padam is not in Prathama Vibhakti. Desha.
Uttara Padam. Shamitam.
Uttara Padam.
Prathama Vibhakyam bhavati.
Uttara Padasya Vibhakti. Prathama Vibhakti bhavati.
Prathama Vibhakti bhavati.
Uttamam. Samyak Bhagini. Dhanyavada. So what are the things like Bhagini had mentioned, Anuradha Bhagini, Uttara Padarthaha Pradhanyaha Bhavati, Sapta Prabhedaha Santi, Prathama Tatpurushaha Apavadaha. That is an exception, but from Dvitiya Tatpurushaha, Saptami Tatpurushaha Taha, by looking at the Vigraha Vakyam, we can say Purva Padasya Vibhaktihi Ka iti Drishtva Samasasya Nama asti. Anantaram Uttarapadam Prathama Vibhakti Rupena Bhavati. So these are the rules. We will see this further and you will understand. So this we did. Samasta Padasya Lingam Uttara Padasya Lingam Anusritya Eva Bhavati. So in each of these, you can have different lingam. So by looking at the Vigraha Vakyam and the Vibhaktihi of the Uttara Padam, you can derive the lingam of the Samasta Padam. Udaharanam aham vadami ardham kayasya. This is a type of the Prathama Tatpurushaha. Ardham kayasya asti chet ardha kayaha. Kayaha iti Pulinga Padam asti. So ardham kayasya ardha kayaha. Ardham lekhanyaha. Lekhanyaha vibhaktihi atra shashti vibhaktihi. We will see Prathama Tatpurushaha just in a bit. Ardha lekhani, because lekhani is the pratipadikam there. Agre ardham dinasya. Dinam iti napumsakalinga padam asti. So it will become ardha dinam. Samanam dasharatasya putraha. Dasharata putraha. Janakasya putri Janaki. Janaka putri. Nripasya mandiram. Nripa mandiram. Uttara padasya lingam anusritya eva samasta padam bhavati. So it is very straightforward. By looking at the Vigraha Vakyam and the Purva Padam, you will be able to know whether this is what Tatpurushaha it is, Tatpurusha, Samanya Tatpurushaha Samasaha it is. And then it is easy to derive the Samasta Padam also. You just take the Pratipadikam of the two Padams and then do basically put the Lingam of the Uttara Padam. We will see few more examples, you will understand. Okay. Prathama Tatpurushaha. So we'll start with the Apavadaha first, and then we will go to the, as in order, we'll go from Dvitiya to Saptami. Prathama Tatpurushe, Purva, Apara, Adhara, Uttara, Ardha, iti Shabdaha, Bhavanti chet, Prathama Tatpurushaha, Bhavati. Purva, usually it is denoted in the form earlier, former, sometimes direction, eastern. Apara, the later half or the later portion. Bhagaha iti arthaha bhavati. Adhara, which is the lower portion. Uttara, Uttara Vedantasya Uttara Bhagaha, Uttara Ramayanam, the later half, or it can also be denote the direction. Ardha vayam janimaha. Ardha is half. Atra Purva, Apara, Adhara, Uttara. These are all usually Visheshana Padams. So they can take all the forms of the Lingam. Visheshana Padam asti. Tadartam Pullinga Padam bhavati. Strilinga Padam bhavati. Napumsakalinga Padam api bhavati. Ardham Sarvada Napumsakalinga Padam eva. Kintu Prathama Tatpurushe, these always take only the Napumsakalinga form. So atra pashyatu Ardha iti Padam asti. Prathama Tatpurushe Vigraha Vakyam Katham Bhavati Purva Padam Napumsakalinga Rupena Bhavati Uttara Padam Shashtyantam Bhavati. It is usually in Sashti Vibhaktihi. Ardham Gramasya Ardha Gramaha. Aparam Grihasya will become Apara Griham. Previous slide to copy. Okay, I'll run through Prathama Tatpurushaha once and then I will show the previous slide. Just remind me. So, Purva, Apara, Adhara, Uttara, Ardha. Iti padani santi chet Prathama Tatpurushaha. Katham bhavati Purva Padam Sarvada Napumsakalinga Padam bhavati. Uttara Padam Sashtyantam. Uttara Padasya Vibhaktihi Shashti Vibhaktihi bhavati. Aparham Grihasya Apara Griham. Purva Padam Napumsakalingam Visheshanam Na. So even though Purva, Apara, Adhara, Uttara can come as Visheshana Padam, these are not Visheshana Padams when it comes in Prathama Tatpurushaha. It comes in only Napumsakalinga form. And Uttara Padam Sashtyantam, Sashti Vibhaktihi asti. Agre vayam pashyamaha. So Samasa Pustake Purva, Apara, Adhara, Uttara, Ardha iti dattam asti. But for me to remember, I group all the A's together and then Purva Uttara. So the easiest way to remember is Ardha, Adhara, Apara, Purva, Uttara. So you can note it down in that order if you want. I think I've also given it again. So Purva, Apara, Adhara, Uttara. Sutram va iti aham na janami. Whether it is a sutra, so it has to be in that order, that I don't know. But to remember this easily, you can group all the padams together. So you can do Ardha, Adhara, Apara, Purva, Uttara. Purva, Uttara, vayam janimaha. Purva, Uttara. So any of these in the Purva Padam and the Uttara Padam will be in Shashtyantam. Then it will be Pratama Tatpurushaha. No, you cannot flip the order. Priya Bhagini Prichati Gramasya Ardham iti Vaktum Shaknoti va. Na. Ardham Gramasya Ardhagramaha iti eva. Grama Ardhaha iti na. Grama Ardhaha na. Prathama Tatpurushe Purva Padam Etani Padani Santi. Uttara Padam Shashti Vibhaktihi asti. Ardham Gramasya Padam asti chet katham bhavati. We can all try together. It's very straightforward. Who would like to try? Somebody who's not answered today. Saksena iti nama asti. Ka iti aham na janami. You have to unmute. SP.
Shweta Bhagini.
Vadatu.
Ardham Gramasya. Ardha Grama.
Ardha
Grama.
Grama na. Ardha
Gramam.
Ardha
Gramam.
Gramam na. Grama iti padam pullinga padam asti. So how will it decline?
Ardha Gramam.
Gramaha. Ardha Gramaha.
Ardha Gramaha.
Ardha Gramaha. Uttamam. Bindu Bhagini. Adharam Parvatasya. You have to unmute yourself, Patni.
श्रूयते भगिनि?
आम्, इदानीं श्रूयते.
आदर पर्वतः.
उत्तमम्. आधर पर्वतः. अर्धं ग्रामस्य अर्धग्रामः, आधरं पर्वतस्य पर्वतः इति पुल्लिङ्गपदमस्ति. तदर्थम् अधर पर्वतः. अत्र सन्धिः न. So it becomes adhara parvatah. Uttamam. Chandrasekharan Mahodaya.
Mahodaya.
Agre. Aparam grihasya.
Apara griham.
Apara griham. Griham iti padam lingam kim?
Napumsakalingam pradhama vibhakti ekavachana.
Uttamam. Ataha aparam Grihasya katham bhavati? Apara griham bhavati. Uttamam. Vignesh Mahodaya. Vadatu. न श्रूयते.
अभी श्रूयते मैडम?
न भवत्याः नाम किम्?
मल्लिका.
मल्लिका. वदतु.
पूर्वं कायस्य. पूर्वकायः.
पूर्वकायः. कायः इति पदं
प्रथमा विभक्ति पुल्लिङ्गं.
पुल्लिङ्गः अस्ति. पूर्वकायः. उत्तमम्. उत्तमम्. विजयलक्ष्मी भगिनी.
यस मैडम. उत्तरं रामायणस्य. उत्तररामायणः. उत्तररामायणम्.
उत्तररामायणम्. उत्तमम्. उत्तररामायणम्. So I've given in the order that I find it easy to remember, which is Ardha, Adhara, Apara, Purvam, Purva, Uttara. Though the sutra, I think, goes according to that order. These are avyam. No, they are Napumsakalinga Padam. It takes the form of Napumsakalinga Padam. So, Ardham is Napumsakalingam. Adhara, Apara, Purva, Uttara can come as Visheshana Padam. So, they are not avyayams. In this Prathama Tatpurushaha, it takes the Napumsakalinga form. So, Ardham Gramasya. So, it is not Adharaha Parvataha. No. Adharasya Parvatasya. No. In Prathama Tatpurushaha, it will become Adharam Parvatasya. Adhara Parvataha. Agre. We'll see some more examples. Ardham iti padamasti. Militva Ardham Gramasya. Gomati Bhagini.
Ardham Gramasya. Ardham Gramasya. Ardha Grama. Ardha Gramaha. Gramaha.
Ardha Gramaha. Samyak. Priya Bhagini.
Mata. Ardham Shalayaha. Ardhashalayaha. Ardham Shalayaha. Shalaya Sashti Vibhakti. Ekavachanam. Strilinga Padam.
Samasta Padam Kim?
Ardhashala.
Ardhashala. Uttama.
Dhanyavad.
Sandhya Bhagini. If you have answered, can you put your hand down and mute so that I can quickly switch to the next person. Sandhya Bhagini.
Namaskar Bhagini. Ardham Palasya. Ardha Palam.
Ardha Palam. Samyak. Kamakshi Bhagini.
Namaste Bhagini. Ardham Mehe. Ardha Bhumihi.
Ardha Bhumihi. Uttamam. Shri Prasad. Nama Kenadi. Shri Prasad.
Shri Priya.
Shri Priya. Namaskara. Ardham Lekhanyaha.
Ardham Lekhanyaha. Ardha Lekhani. Strilinga Padam.
Ardha Lekhani. Uttamam.
Lekhani.
Uttamam.
Dhanyavad.
Ardha Lekhani. Atra Samasta Padam Vibhaktim Militva Dattamasti. So, Ardha Pipalyaha iti Padamasti. If we only do the Samasta Padam there, I'll do the first example. So, Ardham, somebody is on unmute. Gomati Bhagini, kripaya mute karotu. Dhanyavad. Ardha Pipalyaha iti Dattamasti. If we do the normal Samasta Padam, how will it be? Ardha Pipali iti bhavati, right? So, but it has the Vibhakti. Once you form the Samasta Padam can take all the Vibhakti forms, the 21 Supratyayaha. So, how do you write the Vigraha Vakyam there? Ardham Pipalyaha Tasyaha. So, or if the Padam is Ardha Pipalim iti Dattamasti chet, Ardham Pipalyaha Tam. That is the Vigraha Vakyam. Is it clear? So, when you look at the Samasta Padam and the Samasta Padam has a Vibhakti form. In the previous examples, Atra Sarvani Padani Atra Pratama Vibhakti eva. Pashyatu. I'm not able to. 1 second. So all these examples here, atra, prathama vibhaktihi eva. After we do the samasta padam, they can take that padam can take all the vibhakti rupam. So it can be ardha gramasya, ardha gramaya, ardha grame. So it can take all the vibhakti forms. So if the vigraha vakyam is given along with the vibhaktihi, you have to write it in along with the sarvanama padam. So ardha pipalyaha katham bhavati. Ardham pipalyaha tasyaha. It is a strilinga padam, shashti vibhaktihi. So you write it as ardham pipalyaha tasyaha iti bhavati. Agre ardha grameshu. Srinath Mahodaya.
This ardham grameshu teshu.
Ardham
gramaha teshu.
Na. If I tell you ardha gramaha, what will you tell me the vigraha vakyam is?
Ardham gramam.
We just did ardha gramaha iti samasta padam asti ched. What is the vigraha vakyam?
Ardham gramam or gramaha.
No. What did we do as the, can you see the slide? Ardham gramasya becomes ardha gramaha. So when I tell ardha gramaha, what will be your vigraha vakyam? Ardham gramasya will be the vigraha vakyam. Correct?
Okay, yeah.
So here you have ardha grameshu. So prathamam, what is the vigraha vakyam? Ardham
grameshu.
It is ardham gramasya and then teshu. Ardham gramasya anantaram teshu. Because ardha gramaha and then teshu, that is the saptami vibhakti rupaha. One second.
Gramasya is ekavachanam. Grameshu means it should go on the plural, no?
No. It is always in Shashtyantam ekavachanam eva. And then you add the corresponding sarvanama padam
Sorry,
to indicate.
I thought because it is in plural, I was telling grameshu.
No. So ardha grameshu iti padam asti chet, ardha gramaha is the samasta padam. So you first do the vigraha vakyam for the samasta padam. What is the samasta padam? Ardha gramaha. If it is ardha gramaha, what is the vigraha vakyam?
Ardha gramaha means ardha gramasya.
And then grameshu is there. So it is teshu. You always take the vigraha samasta padam and then add the vibhaktihi as the sarvanama padam to it.
But sorry.
Prachatu Mahodaya, you went on mute. Prachatu Mahodaya.
Ekavachanam, bahuvachanam does not matter at all.
If it is ardha gramayoho iti dattam ched, what will you write? You will write ardham gramasya and then tayoho.
No, grameshu means it is in bahuvachanam.
Satyam.
So ardha, I mean, I'm sorry, putting it in very, very colloquial language. 10 gramas are there, ardha grama means they mean 5 gramam. So that means 5 grameshu, again it is in bahuvachanam only. No?
But when you write the vigraha vakyam has to be for the samasta padam, the original samasta padam. The original samasta padam cannot be ardha grameshu, right? How is the prathama tatpurushaha formed?
No, okay, sorry, I just clarified again. So that means whatever is the number,
it doesn't matter.
It comes only in the ekavachanam.
Correct. So you look at the samasta padam. The samasta padam will be ardha gramaha. That is the Samastapadam. And then that Ardhagramaha with Pratipatikam Ardhagrama takes the 21 forms. And then you get Ardhagrameshu. So you have a declension that happens for Ardhagrama Shabdaha.
It will not come Ardhagraman. No.
So how is it Ardhagraman?
Gramaha, Gramo, Graman.
I'm not sure. What? No, Mahodaya, you take it cannot be Ardhagramaha Teshu, right? That is the Pratipadikam. So when you do Ardhagramaha and then you add a Teshu to it, it automatically becomes Ardhagrameshu. Oh, I think what you're asking is, can we write Ardhagramaha Teshu?
Correct.
Okay. I think that is what you're asking, but in general, it is written in Ekavachanam form. I don't know if Bahuvachanam is also okay. I can check in, right? The examples that I have seen is usually in Ardha. I think Ardhagramaha Teshu is what I have seen. I can check and tell if the other form is also okay. I'll get back to you on that. I know in the Viseshana Padam it is okay, but in this Prathama Tatpurushaha, I have to check in with that.
Dhanyawad.
Enna. Tell her also. Astu. Prashnaha Santi, both are in 6th Vibhakti. Why is it Hraswa? Let me unmute Hema Bhagni. What is the question?
Hello, can you hear me, madam?
Vadatu.
Ardha Pipalyaha Tasyaha, it should be, no? Both are in Shashti Vibhakti. Pipalyaha Tasyaha. Ardha Pipalyaha, that will be plural for Pipali. And Ardha Pipalyaha Tasyaha.
No.
Again.
No. Can you walk me?
How both are in Shashti Vibhakti, madam?
Okay, so if I say Ardhagramaha, how do you split it?
Ardhagramaha, if you say Ardhagramaha Tasyaha.
No. If I just say Ardhagramaha, tell me the Vigraha Vakyam.
Ardham Gramasya.
Ardham Gramasya. So what is the Vibhakti of the Uttarapadam?
Gramasya is Shakti Vibhakti only.
Correct. Okay, let's pause there. If I say Ardha Phalam, what will you say?
Ardham Phalasya.
Ardham Phalasya. Correct. If I say Ardha Lekhani, what will you say?
Ardham Lekhanyaha.
Ardham Lekhanyaha. So Pippali is also similar, right?
When you say that Tasyaha, then again should you say Pipalyaha? Both should be insisted.
Because you just said, if I say Ardha Phalam, forget that Pipalyaha. If I say Ardha Phalam, you just said it should be Ardham Phalasya.
Because there it is in Prathama Vibhakti. That's why we said Ardha Phalasya.
Ardha Phalasya, correct. But then say, so for example, Ardham Phalas, there is Ardha Phalam, and then I say Tasya. How will you join these together? There is half a fruit, and then I'm saying something of the fruit. How will you join these together?
Ardham Phalam Tasya.
Ardham Phalam Tasya nasti. Ardham Phalam cannot come there. You can say Ardha Phalam Tasya.
Ardha Phalam Tasya.
But if you say Ardham, what will be the Uttarapadam?
Ardham Phalasya.
Ardham phalasya, and then you will say tasya. You can either say ardha phalam tasya or ardham phalasya tasya. So look at the vibhakti of the second and the third word. What is it?
So both are in Shashti Vibhakti.
Yeah. So by the niyamaha, when you do the vigraha vakyam, uttara padasya vibhakti should be in Shashti vibhakti. Right. Here, along with that, it takes a vibhakti form also in Shashti vibhakti. That is why I've given this example, because when we look at ardha pipalyaha, we will only write ardham pipalyaha. We will forget to write tasyaha. So you first need to write the vigraha vakyam for the samasta padam. The samasta padam is what ardha pipali is, the samasta padam. So for ardha pipali in pratama tatpurushaha, it becomes ardham pipalyaha. Let me go to the next example. Adhara bhavane is the example there. What is the vigraha vakyam?
Adharam bhavanasya.
But I have given bhavane. So what will be the sarvanama padam added to that?
Tesham.
Bhavane.
Teshu.
Bhavane ekavachanam bhagini.
Te bhavane.
No. Who can? Chintamastu. Tasmin. So adharam bhavane tasmin. So the vigraha vakyam along with, so adharam bhavanasya will become adhara bhavanam. After you add tasmin there, it becomes adhara bhavane. So ardham gramasya will become ardha gramaha. If you add a teshu to it, in those, then it will become ardha grameshu.
If it is pipali, the word itself is in the bahuvachanam, then ardham.
The word in bahuvachanam does not matter, Bhagini. So it will be, if you want, say for example, if it is given ardha pipalyaha, if it is given that, how will you split it?
Ardham pipalyaha.
And then sarvanama padam will be?
Ardha pipalyaha.
No. You have to add the sarvanama padam there. So ardha, if I have given ardha pipalyaha, right? So
ardha pipalyaha te.
Not te. It will be, it is a strilinga padam, right? So it will be
taha.
So if I say ardha pipalyaha, right, it will be nadi, nadyau, nadyaha. So how will it be?
Pipalyaha taha.
Sa te taha. So it will be ardham pipalyaha taha. It will be in pratama vibhakti.
Dhanyavada.
Okay, we'll do the next example. Who would like to try? Purva kayasya. So it is given purva kayasya. How would you split it? Satya Bhagini va Mahodaya va. Satya Bhagini.
Bhagini. Namaste Bhagini.
Namaskaraha.
Purvam kayasya tasya.
Uttamam. Purvam kayasya tasya. Uttamam. Rajeshwari Bhagini.
Namaskaram. Uttara Ramayanam. Uttaram Ramayanam tam. No. Uttaram Ramayanam.
No. What is the vigraha vakyam?
Uttaram Ramayanam. Ramayanaha.
No, Bhagini. If I say ardha gramaha, what is
Uttaram Ramayanasya.
Uttaram
Ramayana.
That's all. It can be either Pratama Vibhakti or
Ramayanam is
Napumsakalingam. So
Uttaram Ramayanasya.
Uttaram Ramayanasya. Astu. Samyak. Okay. So I will summarize this one more time before going to Dvitiya Vibhaktihi, Dvitiya Tatpurushaha. Please wait, put your hands down. Let me summarize and then you can raise if you have a question. So, in Prathama Tatpurushaha, Purva, Apara, Adhara, Uttara, Ardha. These come as the Purva Padam. Purva, Apara, Adhara, Uttara, they are not Viseshanam in this context. So, Ardham Gramasya will become Ardha Gramaha. So, Vigraha Vakyam Ardham Gramasya, Samasta Padam is Ardha Gramaha. Now, this Ardha Gramaha can take the 21 forms. I can say Ardha Gramaha, Ardha Gramau, Ardha Gramaha, Ardha Gramam, Ardha Gramau, Ardha Graman. So, it will take the 21 forms. So, if the word is given as Ardha Grame, first you have to write it for Ardham Gramasya and then Tasmin. Ardha Gramasya will become Ardham Gramasya Tasya. Ardha Gramaya, I am doing something for half of the village. So, how will I write that? Ardham Gramasya Tasmai. You add the Sarvanama Padam and you write. So, in Prathama Tatpurushaha, Purva Padam is in Purva Padasya Vibhaktihi, Shamyatam. Purva Padasya Lingam is Napumsakalingam. Uttara Padam, Uttara Padasya Vibhaktihi is in Prathama Vibhaktihi. So, these are the rules. In the Vigraha Vakyam, the Purva Padasya Vibhaktihi will be, Lingam will be Napumsakalingam. Uttara Padasya Vibhaktihi will be Shashti Vibhaktihi. So, Purva Padam is Napumsakalingam, Uttara Padam is Shashti Vibhaktihi. So, if you look at examples, Ardham Gramasya, Grama iti Pullinga Padam asti. So, it becomes Ardha Gramaha. Adharam Parvatasya, Parvataha iti Pullinga Padam asti. So, Adhara Parvataha. Aparam Grihasya, Apara Griham. Griham is Napumsakalingam. So, it becomes Apara Griham. You need to go. I'm getting distracted. Can you go? 1 second. I'm just going to mute for a second. Aparam Grihasya, Apara Griham. Purvam Kayasya, Purva Kayaha. Uttaram Ramayanasya, Uttara Ramayanam. So, if Purva Kayaha is given, you will write it as Purvam Kayasya. If it is Purva Kaye, we will write it as Purvam Kayasya Tasmin. Apara Grihasya, Aparam Grihasya Tasya. So, you write the Vigraha Vakyam for the Samasta Padam first and you add the Sarvanama Padam. Why should we add the Sarvanama Padam? Because the Vigraha Vakyam should be, in the Vigraha Vakyam, the first word should be in Napumsakalinga Padam. The second word should be a Shashti Vibhaktihi. That will only form the vigraha vakyam. Now anything you do after that is after the samasta padam is formed. So to describe which pratyayah, supratyayah it takes, you add the sarvanama padam. So if I have given ardha gramasya, how will you define it? Ardha gramaha. Yes, it is mandatory. I cannot write, if the word is ardha gramasya, if I just say ardham gramasya is not sufficient, right? If I write the vigraha vakyam for ardha gramasya as ardham gramasya, does it actually substitute? Only if it is ardham gramasya tasya, you can substitute it as ardha gramasya. Correct? So you have to write along with the sarvanama padam. If there is a declension which is given for the samasta padam, you have to write what is the declension for that. Okay. Okay. Prashnah asti va?
Madam, for Ramayanam, you didn't add that.
Putra.
When you explained for Ramayanam, you did not add that sarvanama padam.
Because it is in Pratama Vibhakti, right? If the samasta padam is given in Pratama Vibhakti, you don't need to add anything. It is by default in Pratama Vibhakti. Uttara Ramayanam is just Uttaram Ramayanasya, by default is Uttara Ramayanam. You don't need to qualify it further. Pankajavalli.
Hari Om Bhagini, Namaste.
Namaskar.
My understanding is Ardham Gramasya Vigrahavakyam indicates the half of the village. Right?
Satyam.
So Ardha Grameshu is Ardha Gramaha Samasta Padam. Ardha Gramaha, Ardha Gramau, Ardha Gramaha. Ardha Gramam, Gramau, Graman, Ardha Graman. So that is a 21 form. So when you want to do a Vigraha Vakyam, you should always make it as the Ardha Grameshu will be Ardham Gramasya Teshu. Or Ardha Grame is Ardham Gramasya Tasmin.
Satyam. What you say is correct.
So the Ramayanam is in Pratama Vibhakti itself. So any word in Samasta Padam Pratama Vibhakti will only change in decline in, Vigraha Vakyam will be Uttaram Ramayanasya. Or if it is Srilingam, become Pipalya. Ardham Pipalyaha. Oh, sorry, Pipalyaha.
Prashnaha kaha bhagni. What is your question?
No, that is any word which is given in the Samasta Padam has to be declined to the Shashti Vibhakti form first, then add the corresponding Vibhakti in which it is there. Correct?
Satyam bhagini. Satyam.
Dhanyavada.
Saksena Mahodaya. Prashnaha asti chet eva pritchatu.
आम आचार्य आचार्य अत्र पुस्तके समस्तपदं दत्तमिते मातृसदृशी अत्र विग्रह वाक्यं
that is in Tritiya Tatpurushah Mahodaya. We are not there yet.
कथमिदं न मातुः सदृशी
Mahodaya, that is in Tritiya Tatpurushah. We have not come there yet. If you have question in Pratama Tatpurushah, please ask. Gomati Bhagini.
Uttaram Ramayanasya Pratama Vibhakti. Ramayanam Napumsakalingam. So can we write Uttaram Ramayanam Tat? Ramayanasya Tat. Uttaram Ramayanasya Tat.
Na avashyakam bhagini. If it is Pratama Vibhakti, it is by default understood.
So we need not write tat or.
Yes.
But whereas
Pratama
for other
vibhakti
things we are writing, no, madam.
That's what, Bhagini. It is not wrong if you write, but in general, the samasta padam pratama vibhaktihi, you don't have to write the sarvanama padam. If you write, it is not wrong. If it is pratama vibhaktihi, because in the exam, most of them will be asked in pratama vibhaktihi ekavachanam eva. So you'll be wasting your time writing all the sarvanama padam there, and you don't want to make a mistake in the sarvanama padam also. So it's
so
only
if it is in Pratama Vibhakti, we need not write.
Pratama Vibhaktihi Ekavachanam, you don't have to write.
Because Yasya Saha, like that.
That is in Bahuvrihi Bhagini, we have not come there.
Okay.
So, Uttara Ramayanam asti chet, Uttaram Ramayanasya alam. That is more than enough.
Okay.
Only for the other 20 forms, you have to, by default, if you write Uttaram Ramayanasya, it is understood, it is Prathama Vibhaktihi Ekavachanam. It is understood.
Okay. Astu Bhagini.
Ma'am, Bhagini. अन्तिम पदं द्वयपदं पूर्वकायस्य अनन्तरम् उत्तररामायणम् अहं न अवगच्छामि मातः।
भवती एव वदतु। अत्र पूर्वकायः इति दत्तं चेत् विग्रहवाक्यं किम्?
पूर्वं कायस्य षष्ठी विभक्ति।
पूर्वं कायस्य।
आम्।
अत्र पूर्वकायस्य इति दत्तमस्ति. So how will you write it?
पूर्वं कायस्य तस्य।
अवगतं वा?
अवगतम्।
उत्तरं रामायणम् इति दत्तमस्ति।
आम्।
विग्रहवाक्यं किम्?
उत्तरं रामायणस्य।
तदेव, right? That's it. There is no further declension of the samasta padam there. What is your question?
Question is why there is no declension, and I was not so very clear with these two padams, Mata. How it has been declined to from Uttara Ramayanam to Uttara Ramayanasya, parantu tasya is not there. Tasya is not there.
Because the declension is, the word given is Uttara Ramayanam, Bhagini.
Astu, understood, Mata.
If the word is Uttara Ramayanam, there is no tasya there. If you write the Vigraha Vakyam for, so you can think of a text where you write Purvam Kayasya Tasya. You want to substitute that with the Samasta Padam. Can you have the, say for example, half of a fruit, Ardham Phalasya, and then you want to take half of something of that fruit, right? So if it is Ardham Phalasya, substitute that with what word?
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Ardham Phalasya asti chet, how do you substitute it?
With Sarvanama Padam, Mata?
No. Ardham Phalasya asti chet, what is the Samasta Padam? Ardhapalam. But then you also want to decline that Ardhapalam. You want to say, of the Ardhapalam, give me 1/4. How will you say it?
Navagachami, Mata.
Ast. Agree?
Mahoday, Ardha Grameshu means here also Ardham Gramanam should be, no?
That's what, no, it's not Gramana. It will be Gramasya eva. And then you add to indicate that the declension becomes Teshu.
This side it is plural, no? And Pipalya also plural, you have written that there.
Pipalya is not plural, Bhagini. How is it plural?
Pipalyaha. So here even if it is Grameshu, there you have tried only Gramasya.
Gramasya. Ardham Gramasya Teshu. Ekavachanam eva.
Whether it is Bahuvachan also come on.
Right. So ardham ardhagrameshu will be ardham gramasya kama teshu eva.
Dhanyawad.
So I think many are complicating it. So if you look at the samasta padam ardha bhavane, you know these the root word or the pratipadikam for that is adhara bhavanam, right? Adhara bhavana. So adhara bhavanam will become adharam bhavanasya, and then in the saptami vibhakti declension is given there for that pratipadikam. So it will become adharam bhavanasya tasya. Vanli Bagini?
எனக்கும் அதே டவுட் தான் பகினி. அர்த்த கிராமேஷு வரத்தே அது வந்து பகுவச்சனத்துல இருக்கு இல்லையா?
And the bahuvachanam we are defining with the teshu Bagini, that's all. What is the confusion there? Ardha grameshu is there. Ardham gramasya will become ardha gramaha. When you add teshu there, by default it is saptami vibhakti bahuvachanam. That's it.
அதாவது இந்த அர்த்த பிப்பல்யாகான்னு கொடுத்திருக்கிறதே, அப்ப அர்த்த பிப்பல்யாகா தஸ்யாகா, அந்த பிப்பல்யாகாங்கிறது வந்து பகுவச்சனத்துல எழுதிருக்கேள். அதே மாதிரி வரும் இல்லையா?
Bagini, pipalyaha is not bahuvachanam. How is it bahuvachanam?
Yeah, ekavachanam eva.
What vibhakti?
Shashti vibhakti.
Shashti vibhakti ekavachanam eva.
Okay. அப்ப பகுவச்சனத்துல இருந்தாலும் ஏகவச்சனத்துல எழுதிட்டு அந்த தேஷு போட்டா போதும்.
Correct. You know, use the sarvanama padam to indicate whether it is dvivachanam, ekavachanam or bahuvachanam. Correct.
Okay, धन्यवाद भगिनी, धन्यवाद.
Anuradha
Hari Om Bagini. Only for Prathama Vibhakti, supposing Ardha Gramaha becomes Ardham Gramasya, but Ardha Gramaha will be Ardham Gramasya. For plural will become Te.
Satyam. Only for Prathama Vibhakti.
Only for Prathama, the Te should be added.
Ekavachanam, you don't, no, only for Prathama Vibhakti, Ekavachanam, you don't need the Sarvanama Padam. By default, for all the Samasaha, if you don't define the Sarvanama Padam, it is understood, it is Prathama Vibhakti, Ekavachanam.
Okay, so other Dutiya Vibhakti, I mean, Dvivachanam and Bahuvachanam, you have to add.
Correct. Te is correct, because it is
Tau Te, both.
Supposing
it is Ardha Gramau, it will become Ardham Gramasya Tau.
Satyam.
Dhanyavadaha Bhagini.
Satyam. Anuradha Bhagini?
Am Bhagini. Purvakayasya tasya. Purvam kayasya already is in Shashti Vibhakti. Tasya lekaniyam vasa. Tasya lekaniyam avashyakam va.
If I tell you Purva Kayaha, what is the Vigraha Vakyam?
Purvam Kayasya. Purvam Kayasya. So it is Prathama Vibhakti. Okay.
So you have to go back to Samasaha is used to reduce multiple words into one single word, right? So when you are reducing it, you cannot change the Linga Vachana Vibhaktihi of that. If you have 10 words and you are reducing it to one word, the final word should denote the same Vibhaktihi, Lingam and Vachanam. So if in your text you have Purvam Kayaha, you can substitute it as Purvakayaha as one word. But if you have Purvam Kayasya, of the Purvakayaha, that is the word there. How will you, where without adding Tasya, how will you substitute it as one word?
Okay. Astu Bhagini.
So you have to go back to when you have a Vigraha Vakyam and you are reducing it into a Samasta Padam, the Vigraha Vakyam's meaning should not change. The Vibhaktihi meaning and the Lingam, whatever it is trying to denote,
The
cannot
meaning
change.
of the correct vibhakti, that vibhakti, to which it belongs to. No?
Correct.
Okay.
That cannot change. If you are substituting for Chaturthi Vibhaktihi, the Samasta Padam should be in Chaturthi Vibhaktihi. You cannot write it in Prathama Vibhaktihi. So the example that we had, Shabari gave fruits to Rama, which is Dasharatha Putraya. Dasharathasya Putraya only can be written as Dasharatha Putraya. Now if you write Dasharatha Putraha there, it is not grammatically correct. You cannot say Shabari Dasharatha Putraya Phalani Dadati. Iti padam asti chet. You can't substitute it as Shabari Dasharatha Putraha Phalani Dadati. You cannot write that because Dasharatha Putraha is in Prathama Vibhaktihi Ekavachanam. So Dasharatha Putraya Dasharathasya Putraya has to be substituted as Dasharatha Putraya.
Putraya. Oh.
You cannot write it as Dasharatha Putraha. Shabari Dasharatha Putraha Phalani Dadati. It is the meaning is not correct.
Okay. Purvam kayasya idanim pratama vibhakti madhye agacchati. Na? Purvam kayasya pratama vibhakti.
Tasya will be Purva kayasya. Satyam.
Oh, dhanyavada. Dhanyavada.
Bhanu Bhagini.
Namaste Bhagini. This pronoun that we are adding depends on the Samasta Padama.
The Sarvanama Padam will...
Sarvanama Padam.
Correct. So if it is Ardha Gramam, you will write Ardham Gramasya Tam.
Okay.
If it is Ardha Gramaya, you will write Ardham Gramasya Tasmai.
Okay. Adara Bhavane, can it come as Tena?
Bhavane is what Vibhakti Bhagini?
Bhavane. Okay. I can't tell you.
It is in Saptami Vibhakti.
Okay,
that is why it is Tasmin.
Okay. So originally it depends on the Samasta Padam pronouns.
So if it is Adharam Bhavanasya Tasmin, only then you can write it as Adhara Bhavane. You can reduce Adharam Bhavanasya Tasmin as Adhara Bhavane doing a Samasaha. Otherwise you can't do it. You cannot write Adharam Bhavanasya Tam as Adhara Bhavane, right?
Okay. Okay, Dhanyavada.
अत्र प्रश्नः अस्ति उत्तररामायणे अस्ति चेत् उत्तरं रामायणस्य तस्मिन्. आम्, सत्यं. राजेश्वरी भगिनी has sent a direct message. यदि उत्तररामायणे अस्ति चेत् उत्तरं रामायणस्य तस्मिन्. अनुराधा भगिनी.
Na Bhagini, by mistake actually.
Chintamastu. Satya Bhagini.
Kripaya, Shamyatam.
Chintamastu.
Bhagini, suppose if it is Ardha Pippalinam ityukte, Ardham Pippalyaha Tenam. Is it right?
Tenama.
Sorry. Tasham.
Tasam. Satyam.
Tasam. Sorry. Tasam.
Is it Satyam? Right? Satyam.
Bhagini. Dhanyavada.
So in the Sarvanama Padam Strilingam Tasam. So it will be Pipalyaha Tasam. Satyam. Okay. Any other questions? Ardha Pipalyaha. Ardha Pippali asti chet Ardham Pipalyaha eva. Because it is in Prathama Vibhakti. Like Ardha Lekhani asti chet Ardham Lekhanyaha. samanam. Nadi shabdavat. Sandhya Bhagini?
Bhagini, this word comes under Samanya Tatpurusha only, not Karma Dharaya.
Bhavati vadatu.
Suddenly, romba vegama pona maari. First karma. I thought it's a Samanya and it should be Karma Dharaya. Acha. Samanya.
So in Samanya Tatpurushaha, you have Pratama Tatpurushaha from Pratama Tatpurushaha till Saptami. Astu. Anya, I will try and okay, one more question. What is the question? Anuradha Bhagini, प्रश्नः अस्ति वा?
आं भगिनी, अर्धलेखनी प्रथमा विभक्ति मध्ये लेखनी आगच्छति न?
अर्धलेखनी अस्ति चेत् अर्धं लेखन्याः.
लेखन्याः कथं भगिनी? अहं न अवगच्छामि. लेखन्याः बहुवचनम् एव न? लेखन्याः षष्ठी विभक्ति मध्ये लेखन्याः वा? Okay. Astu.
Everybody is getting stuck there. So lekhani asti chet lekhanyaha is षष्ठी vibhakti. If it is bahuvachanam, it is lekhanyaha. Nadi nadyau nadyah.
Astu. धन्यवादः.
षष्ठी स्त्रीलिंग padam. Yes. Meenakshi Bhagini. Okay, I actually wanted to do Dvitiya also today, but we'll stop here.
भगिनी, मुझे क्वेश्चन है, मैं हिंदी में बोल सकती हूँ? मुझे ये मुझे क्लियर करना है, जो आपने प्रथमा विभक्ति में जो समास कराया ये तत्पुरुष का, तो ये जो आपने जो पूर्व अपर अधर उत्तर अर्धम जो शब्द बोले वो आएंगे तभी प्रथम विभक्ति होती है, प्रथमा तत्पुरुष होता है, और जो उत्तर पदम जो होता है उनमें विभक्ति आती है, वो विभक्ति के हिसाब से हमें वो विभक्ति का जो हम सर्वनाम लिखते हैं वो लिखना है, राइट? तो जो ये जो आगे का जो आपने जो शब्द बोला है पूर्व अपर, वो आएगी तभी प्रथमा विभक्ति बनती है, ऐसा है?
The first word should be purva apara adhara uttara ardha.
Okay, and the uttar pada should be with vibhakti. So any of the vibhakti,
no. Uttara pada should be in षष्ठी vibhakti.
Always in षष्ठी vibhakti, Bhagini?
In the samasta padam, in the primary samasta padam, the uttara padam is when you write the vigraha vakyam, uttara padasya vibhaktihi will be in षष्ठी vibhaktihi. But then,
I got it. Got it.
Further, you can write it like a Rama Shabdaha or Lata Shabdaha or Nadi Shabdaha. After writing the Samasta Padam, you can create a table for that. So when you create a table for that, you add the Sarvanama Padam to describe, okay, this is the Samasta Padam, but after that, I am declining it this way.
Okay, but Samasta Pad can be in any vibhakti, right, Bhagini?
Samasta Padam can be in any vibhakti. Can be in any vibhakti. What do you mean by Samasta Padam can be in any vibhakti?
जैसे आपने ये अधर भवने बोला, तो भवने
because
सप्तमी विभक्ति भवने आया ना, तो अधरम है पूर्व में, तो प्रथमा विभक्ति इंडिकेट करती है, और भवने हमने विग्रह वाक्य बनाया अधरम भवनस्य, मगर तस्मिन इसके लिए लिखा कि भवने सप्तमी विभक्ति है, इसलिए हमने तस्मिन लिखा है, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, I got it now, Bhagini. My confusion is over. Yes.
Yeah. So by default, when you do the samasta padam, first do it in prathama. Sorry, I muted you because I wanted everybody to listen. So when you do when you have a vigraha vakyam and you are writing the samasta padam, first do the samasta padam in prathama vibhakti ekavachanam, and then add the corresponding sarvanama padam to match what your samasta padam is in. So from exam point of view, mostly 99% of the times the samasta padam that is given will be in prathama vibhaktihi ekavachanam eva. But then if you don't understand how samasaha works, then if there is a sentence that has ardham gramasya tasya, you will write it as ardha gramaha, which will be wrong. If it is ardham gramasya tasya, you should write it as ardha gramasya eva. You should write ardha grama as the pratipadikam or the samasta padam's pratipadikam, and then do the further declension. Create the table based on what is the lingam and what is the antam. So akarantaha, pullingaha, ardhagrama shabdaha, ardhagramaha, ardhagramau, ardhagramaha. Similarly, the 21 forms. By default, whenever we do the samasta padam, write the samasta padam in prathama vibhaktihi ekavachanam. In vigraha vakyam, follow the niyamaha. If the niyamaha says the prathama purva padam should be in napumsakalinga, uttara padam should be in shashti vibhaktihi ekavachanam, you write it in that niyamaha and then add the sarvanama padam. I hope it is little more clear now. But then if we don't understand this concept, we will make a mistake in creating the samasta padam to match the vigraha vakyam, which necessarily need not be in prathama vibhaktihi ekavachanam eva, right? So stick to prathama vibhaktihi ekavachanam, add the sarvanama padam. So when you add the sarvanama padam, vayam janimaha. We have sarvanama padam for pullingaha, strilingaha, napumsakalingaha. Taha tau te, tam te tan, tena tam te taha, taya tabyam tabihi. For napumsakalingaha, tat te tani, tena tabyam taihi. So you have to remember the declension for the sarvanama padam in lingatrayam. Anantaram yojayamaha. Kintu samasta padam yada vayam likamaha prathama vibhaktihi ekavachanam eva. Astu Bhagini, chinta mastu. There is no, don't feel bad asking questions. I mean, we are here to learn. It will settle by the time we come to Chaturthi Vibhakti Shamyatam, Chaturthi Tatpurushaha, it will sort of settle. You're just getting used to what is Samasaha, what is Vigraha Vakyam. If a Vigraha Vakyam is there. So the question you have to ask is, if Ardha Gramaha is given, that is a Samasaha that can be done for Ardham Gramasya. If Ardha Gramasya is given, it is not a substitution Samasaha for Ardham Gramasya, because Ardham Gramasya will be only Ardha Gramaha. Now, if it is Ardham Gramasya, we are saying of the Ardha Gramaha, which means you have to qualify that using the Sarvanama Padam, saying Ardham Gramasya Tasya. Ardha Gramaha Tasya. Ramaha Tasya. Ramasya. Ardha Gramasya. Is it better now? Now, so to summarize Prathama, we'll summarize Samanya Tatpurushaha Vedaha. I'll just leave it this slide. So you have from Prathama to Saptami Tatpurushaha. Prathama Tatpurushaha Vihaya. Even here, Ardham, it is all in Prathama Vibhaktihi, Napumsakalinga Padam, but then you think of it as an exception. It's easier to understand. Dvitiya Taha Saptami Paryantam Saptami Tatpurushaha Purva Padasya Vibhaktim Drishtva Tatpurusha Samasasya Namakim iti vayam जानीमः ग्रामं गतः ग्रामम् इति द्वितीया विभक्तिः अस्ति so it is द्वितीया तत्पुरुषः चोरात् भयं रामात् समानं so पंचमी तत्पुरुषः द्वितीया तत्पुरुषतः अनन्तरं सप्तमी तत्पुरुषतः पूर्वपदस्य विभक्तिः द्वितीया विभक्तिः परपदस्य क्षम्यताम् उत्तरपदस्य विभक्तिः प्रथमा विभक्तिः भवति अनन्तरं समस्तपदस्य लिङ्गं वचनं कथं भवति it takes the same form of the उत्तरपदं तत्पुरुष समासे उत्तरपदार्थः प्राधान्यः अस्ति so it also takes the lingam of the उत्तरपदम् ardham kayasya ardhakayah. I hope you can see the slide. I just didn't want because then I'll have to hit enter. Ardham kayasya ardhakayah. On the other hand, Janakasya putri will be Janakaputri. It takes the same lingam as the Uttarapadam. Uttarapadam eva pradanyam. Uttarapadam eva pradanyam. In Tatpurusha Samasaha, the Uttarapadam is the Kayaha is important there. And then Ardham Kayasya, half of the body. Lekhani is important there. Ardha Lekhani. Ardham Gramasya Ardhagramaha. Ardham Phalasya will become Ardhapalam. Ardham Lekanyaha. Purvapadam iti aham uktavati va. Shamyata. In Prathama, in Tatpurusha Samasaha, Uttarapadarthaha Pradanyam. I must have misquoted. Shamyata. Ardham Gramasya Ardhagramaha. Aparam Grihasya Aparagriham. Ardham Phalasya Ardhapalam. Ardham Lekanyaha. Lekanyaha is Shashti Vibhaktihi Ekavachanam of Lekhani Shabdaha. Ardham Lekanyaha Ardha Lekhani iti bhavati. Anya prashnaha asti va?
भगिनी
वदतु भगिनि
एकः सन्देहः भगिनि द्वितीया तत्पुरुष तृतीया तत्पुरुष till saptami we have to see the purva padam for the vibhakti like for example gramam gatah means gramam dvitiya vibhakti asti iti karanaat द्वितीया तत्पुरुषः ग्रामं गतः द्वितीया तत्पुरुषः विद्याया मान्यः तृतीया तत्पुरुषः. Why we are looking the purvapadam? My question is why we are looking the purvapadam when we have to look for the uttarapadam?
Pradanyam is the uttarapadam. The samasa nama is based on the vibhaktihi of the purvapadam.
Okay.
Which arthaha is important there will be the uttarapadarthaha. But what is the name of the tatpurusha samasaha is based on the vibhaktihi of the purvapadam.
Astu mata, astu, dhanyavad mata.
Pradanyam doesn't change. Pradanyam is still uttarapadam eva. So, but you look at the vibhaktihi of the purvapadam to find out the name of the tatpurusha samasaha. That's all.
Astu, dhanyavad mata.
Mahodaya, I will put it this way. If you want to find out samasa from Vigraha Vakyam, you have to take Purvapadam, then you have to find out from Ditya Vibhakti to Saptami Vibhakti, you have to take a Purvapadam, then you have to find out Vibhakti, then according to Vibhakti, that's Purusha Samasaha. If you go by the samasa, you want to find the vibhakti. So important word, purvam, ardham, all these things there. If it comes, we find it based on the these special words that comes in the vibhakti.
Satyam. So in Pratama Tatpurushaha, if the first, the Purva Padam is any of this followed by the Sashtyantam, then it is Pratama Tatpurushaha, Samasaha. So you can use the Niyamaha of Pratama Tatpurushaha to create the Samasta Padam. Satyam.
Correct. So if you identify these special words, then you can come to the conclusion. That is for all Vibhakti also, later we will be reading.
Yada vayam Samastapadam vadamaha ched anantaram anya declension bhavitum arhati. So you can do the other declensions after you create the Samastapadam in Pratama Vibhaktihi Ekavachanam. Satyam.
Okay. Dhanyavad.
Purva, Apara, Adhara, Uttara, Ardha. These are the key words for Prathama Tatpurushaha. Etani padani Purva Padarupena Napumsakalinge Bhavanti. Uttara Padasya Vibhaktihi Shashtyantam Bhavati. Then it is Prathama Tatpurushaha. So Purvam Kayasya Purvakayaha. Aparam Grihasya Apara Griham. Adharam Parvatasya Adhara Parvataha. Uttaram Ramayanasya Uttara Ramayanam. Ardham Lekanyaha Ardha Lekani. So I would suggest you note down one example for each, and if possible in all the three lingam, mix and match all the three lingams together, so you will know the Shashtyanta root. So Phalasya, Lekanyaha, Kayasya. So you can do all the three lingam. And then just for remembering, you can do Ardha, Adhara, Apara, Purva, Uttara. So if these are there, then it is Prathama Tatpurushaha. And these should be in the Purva Padam. That is the key Niyamaha. Prashnaha asti va? Na chet vargam samapayamaha. Astu. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Punah Milamaha.